Hello everyone, welcome back to a bad mother cooking. Today we're in a different kitchen. We're at the kitchen in my apartment. We're gonna be making some A5 wagyu beef. So right now I'm cutting some garlic super thin, ultra thin, and it's not for like I know the movie Goodfellas. They say it liquefies in the pan. It won't liquefy in the pan. It's just gonna make some very crispy garlic chips, and it will taste delicious. So you want to really take your time. Don't try to go fast. Don't try to look professional. Don't try to have like cool knife skills. You just want to take it slow and have a nice. So now we're taking the steak out. I'm cutting it in half because I'm going to eat this with my dad. Marbling on the steak is spectacular. If you don't know what marbling is, it's intramuscular fat, which means fat inside the muscles, inside the meat fibers, which make extremely juicy and extremely flavorful pieces of meat. I got this at my local butcher in Montreal. It's called Grinder. Right now, I'm cutting some fat off the steak. Trimming some fat off. And I'm going to use that to lube up the pan to cook the garlic. Instead of using olive oil, I'm going to use some rendered down wagyu fat. Let's cut the camera 2, where I'm going to render down this fat. Put it in there. Perfect. Now, getting the garlic ready, adding it in. Very nice. Now you want to be very careful with this because garlic burns very quickly. It burns very quickly. It burns in a blink of an eye. You want to always be watching. Always have your eye on it. Well, for the first couple seconds, you don't really need to have your eye on it because it's not going to burn the first 5 seconds. But you know what I mean. Once it gets to that point where you think it's starting to cook, always keep your eye on it. Right now I'm lowering the heat. I'm not a very big fan of electric stoves, as most chefs are. I don't really like electric stoves. It's very hard to control the heat and everything. It takes a long time to heat up and a long time to cool down. I don't think it's a very good idea. But, fun fact, it does get hotter than gas stoves. That is actually a fun fact. So right now I'm seasoning my steaks with some truffle salt. You gotta put the best with the best. We're making an expensive steak. We might as well put some expensive salt and go all out. All right? Season both sides generously with salt. No pepper, because the thing with salt is that salt brings out flavors. It brings them out. Pepper adds flavors. Salt brings out the flavors and adds a crispier crust. So you want to do that. And I know this is truffle salt, so it will add flavor, but the salt will bring out the flavors of the wagyu. So I'm bringing out the flavors while giving a hint of truffle. It's a very nice touch to the steak, and I recommend it. So if you ever had any truffle salt around, you should. You can get them at any grocery store, I think. If you live in Montreal, you can get it at Provigo, you can get it at Metro, IGA, 5 Saisons, you can get them there. For around, it's pretty expensive. It's around $30, $25-30. And yeah, so but you know, it's a good investment. I mean, it really elevates the steak eating experience. All right. So now the garlic is done. I forgot to film me putting it back because I'm not actually using 2 cameras. I'm using 1 camera, and then like moving them. So I put the garlic on the cutting board, and now I'm removing the pan from the heat because it got a little bit too hot. And I'm just gonna add the wagyu steaks in. You're gonna want to cook it for 2 minutes on each side. 2 minutes for that perfect medium rare. You do not want to overcook wagyu, all right? You can overcook any other steak. You can like it well done. I won't judge you, all right? Even myself, I like it a little bit overdone sometimes, all right? I know that's going to shock some people, but, you know, sometimes it's a nice touch. You know, sometimes it's nice when it's overcooked, all right? But wagyu, you absolutely cannot do it with. Like, wagyu, it's better for it to be raw than for you to overcook it. All right, so now it's done. 2 minutes on each side. As you can see, there's the crispy garlic chips there. I'm cutting it into some cubes, some little squares. And yeah, it's gonna be delicious. Now, I plated them like this with the garlic on top. I think presentation is very important because, as Wolfgang Puck said, before you eat it with your mouth, you eat it with your eyes.